Please don't give me that.
Go.
Alright, I can go. Alright, y'all were asking me what is perhaps the worst story I've ever had in my 5 years of driving a cab. Yeah. So on tonight's episode of Taxicab Repressions.
Yeah.
No. Alright.
Okay, Steven's telling his story, y'all.
Yes, I'm telling
Yes, and I'm recording it.
Alright,
Go.
so here's my story. I'm driving around, I get flagged. I pull over. The guy jumps in my, or opens the van, because I was driving a van at the time. Now I drive a Sabre. But he jumps in my van, and he's instantly, just fucking go, just go. I'm like, all right, whatever. But he didn't close the van quick enough, and someone else jumped in real quick. Now, I never caught a name for either one of these guys. But I learned two things very quickly. Number one, these two guys are gay. Number two, they were apparently a couple. I say were because, for the sake of the story here, I'm just going to call them Mello and Temper. Yeah. This will all be obvious as to why later. But Mello is being just that. He's sitting there, he's being cool, calm, collected. Temper, on the other hand, is just in a homo rage. Because he is sitting here just going over and over again, just berating Mello, just yelling right in his fucking face. And he keeps stressing over and over again, I can't believe you'd fucking do that to me with a black man. He kept saying that over and over like that was the defining moment of this story. Just kept going on and on. I'm talking for a good 5-10 minutes just yelling at him. And I'm taking everything I can to just be like woosah in the front seat. Just don't pay any attention to him. But he's yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling. Now, has anybody in here ever had one of those kind of arguments where you're like yelling so much you get physically exhausted? Yeah. Just one of those verbally just knock down, drag out fucking arguments. Yeah. And then afterwards you hit that moment that I call the baby I'm sorry phase of the argument, where you're trying to win those last minute brownie points so that you don't sleep on the couch that night.
Make up 6.
Woo!
Temper has apparently hit that point because I'm hearing him saying, you know what, I'm sorry baby, we can work this out. And Mello, I kid you not, is saying over and over again, honey, this is the last time you're ever touching this. And I'm not making this up. I am not doing a stereotype. He actually said it like that. After about the third time that Mello let it be known, he was not having it. He was done with that penis. Temper goes back into the mode where he's now throwing what I call a homo hope moment. Where y'all ever watch Cops? Yeah. You know how when they throw that drunk idiot in the back seat, how that fucker will try to sit here and take both feet to the window and just stomp on him like he thinks that's gonna get him out? Picture that, but instead of using both feet, like you have a little bit of a chance, imagine if you're like 3 years old throwing a temper tantrum, so you're doing a double kick pedal like you're in freaking Avenged Sevenfold. The guy is just sitting here screaming, let me out, let me out, let me out. I finally pull over.
Yeah, go.
Well, no. The door he was kicking was actually busted before he started doing this. So I'm getting out. There are 2 doors in the back of this van. If he'd have calmed down and like climbed over Mello or something, or told Mello to open the door, we'd have been fine. But no, he's doing a double kick drum solo on my door. So I finally pull over onto this dirt road, get out of the van, because I was, like I said, I was driving the van at the time, have my cell phone in my hand, and in the interim between me getting out and walking around the front of the van, when I got to the side, the fucker reaches up, kicks the van into gear, and with his hand presses the gas pedal down. Now I'm watching this van go straight for a phone pole. I'm not even kidding. I'm thinking this dude's about to pull a Romeo and Juliet, and I'm sitting here with my cell phone in my hand like, that really just fucking happened. That happened. I watched the thing go into a ditch, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is the story. From now on, whenever anyone asks me what's my worst cab driver story, this is it. And the worst part of this whole thing, I've been driving a cab for 5 years. With the exception of about 6 months, I've been driving for another company because I got pissed off at the company I was at, left, and then came back. That company I worked with for 6 months, I'd already put in my 2 weeks notice, this was my last night. And I'm thinking, there's no way this fucker's gonna believe I didn't do this. So My worst story is a cab driver.
Oh my God.